the Kimi. Both of these, all three of these heroes are known for the really, really quick starts. Except for the fact that there's a Kaja on board, the early game isn't that secured for either of these teams. So if you notice, this should be a slower start for both sides, technically speaking. But then again, they just picked up the Selena, so that might just turn on his head for the side of Omega at least.
I believe that the lineup on Omega is solid in the Grok, but then again, we just saw in the very last match we casted, Sho and Kaja very, very deadly.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's really effective.
And Carl TZ on that the Selena, it's very questionable at best because we've seen him yesterday on it. Oh, not yesterday, I think last week, or it might have been yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday when the Carl TZ played that Selena, it had absolutely no effect on that match whatsoever, so I'm not confident in him on it. I'd like to see him on more active roles, like maybe a Gushon or something like that. That seems to fit his playstyle much better.
Old habits die hard as OWNAGE picks up 3 fighters to begin their lineup.
God.
Kaja,
God.
Sho, and Tams.
Well, technically, you can count Kaja as not necessarily a fighter.
Support.
Kind of, sure. But they're already going for it.
Yeah.
So, shit, OWNAGE.
They side work today and they're like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. This is it, guys, let's go.
I think, well, yeah, the first 3 picks of OWNAGE is not that really flashy. Yes, I do understand that it more of a pick-up potential, but it really lacks because, again, as you can see, SGD Omega, they've already secured both of their mages. A mage tank for the Esmeralda and also the presence of Selena when it comes to the arrows, the traps as well. I think they need to get they need to prioritize a marksman first because it's really risky. If you're going for the first 3 picks into a fighter, which is really difficult, they need to step up. They need to control the at least the Esmeralda and also the Selena here for the 4th pick rather.
I don't understand this ban on the Akai for OWNAGE. That doesn't make sense to me, right? You're not trying to take it away from Omega. You're not going to pick it either way. Why ban it? It seems like a wasted resource.
Okay, let me explain that one. I think that the Akai ban is a really good ban, especially if you're running a lot of fighters like this. If you have that Sho, if you have that Kaja, if you have a Tams, Akai is one of the best counters to that to make life difficult. Without that Akai, there's no Hurricane Knight to separate everybody, and these fighters can easily go onto one target or multiple targets and conglomerate into a team fight like that and sort of just take a multiple team fight.
Yeah,
but they could have as well picked it up themselves, which is pretty good against the lineup on SGD currently.
Yeah, but I
but
think
they lack damage. Yeah, I think they really lack damage right there.
And that's the problem with the triple fighter setup, I guess.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it again.
We're going circles
but
around a discussion that should not be even had because of this weird meta we have.
whatever. Like you never know with these teams. We just saw it earlier with Archangel and Geek Fam. They apparently really shut us up. So you never know.
Yeah, but
Look, that's something we haven't seen in a while.
I like the Lunox answering the Grok in Minotaur. I like it.
I don't because the thing is, Lunox for me is a there we go, that's much better. That's much better. The Khadita for me much better than the Lunox.
good control. And also you need to control this Martis.
Yeah.
Because, again, Martis is really good when it comes to fighters.
Yeah.
Most of the time he will win against 1v1 or 2v1. Again, the way he can relocate or at least try to mess up the attack of OWNAGE and also the fighters.
But it's not gonna be a Khadita.
Yeah, it's a Gushon. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So far, we have a lock here. SGD Omega going a little off meta in the Martis.
This is my thinking phase. I'm trying to think why they would pick a Gushon.
My take on the Martis,
Need to get that burst.
real quick, my take on the Martis
Why?
is...
No. Who can you burst?
Well, you can burst the back lines. Selena will be the
That's
priority.
one person.
It's one person.
Well, that's Gushon is built for. He's more into that bursting one single target hero.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. You normally at least want to have more than one target.
Yeah,
as a
that's
Gushon,
true.
As opposed to the Kadita, who not can burst one target and then actually do a lot of crowd
I
control.
really thought it will be a Kadita.
It has amazing sustain.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Yeah, exactly. With the 2-tank lineup of OWNAGE.
You want to go long.
Yeah, you want to go long time. You know what I mean?
Go long time. I guess.
It'll be
Yes.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Well,
OWNAGE,
I really
these teams, the way that they draft, it left us all thinking. And
how they will
it's
pull it off.
This is crazy.
That's-
Okay, let's attempt to make a prediction real quick because
Yes.
I think we're gonna go into the game.
Real quick before the game starts, Lanadon right here. I'm gonna give this one to Omega.
I'll go with OWNAGE right here.
Yeah.
I think they can pull it off. They have the carry for late game potential. They also have the early potential with the Gushin plus the Kaja pick. I love how OWNAGE dropped
I'll just say OWNAGE because I have no idea how this game is going to go.
All right, just go for OWNAGE then. SGD Omega, they are on the blue side. It's Kripsu, Toshinu, Carl T. Heath, and Kenji rocking that Grok, Esmeralda, Selena, Minotaur, and Mardis respectively.
And aside of OWNAGE, red team, we have CKTD on the carry, Nixu on the Thams, Lard playing the Kaja, Lembot on the Gushin, and BMO playing the tank Cho.
You know, as we said, the early game not going to be that exciting because you took out a lot of the early aggressors here. Sure, you have the Grok, but I don't expect we'll see a lot of it here. You know, there's a little bit of an invade coming from SGD Omega around the top lane, but I don't expect much will come for him. They just want to cut the lane and then fall back right after that. So expect to see a little bit of a slower start to this game as it becomes more and more of a game later on.
Although, Carl TC on the Selena, level 2, one of the most lethal heroes in the sub-minute mark. That's
Yeah, but-
something.
Yeah, sure, it is something, but Carl TZ hasn't been hitting his arrows for quite a while, you know. If he does hit his arrows, this could be a different story, but here, look at this bottom lane. He's going down very low. He's still chunky, so he actually manages to jump out here. Toshino trying to save his butt, but there we go. Oh my god, Kenji, beautiful assist right there. Lembot goes down, and that's another one. That's a 2-for-0 exchange. SGD Omega find an early game. Just when I say it's not going to be an exciting early game, they find two.
This is
Ashura
looking...
Aura again
Yeah.
for Martis, just clumping up every members of OWNAGE right there. But imagine, after the Ashura Aura into the Falling Star Moon, that's the key of SGD Omega to play, or to again win, capitalize against OWNAGE.
This is looking good and bad for my score right
Wait,
now.
did I say OWNAGE? Because I wanted to say Omega.
You said oh.
No,
You
no,
said
so-
OWNAGE.
oh, God.
You said OWNAGE.
I wanted to say Omega
I
because
said
they're both
Omega.
O. They're both O.
I said Omega, and it's both good and bad because yes, I have 100% wrong rate, but now I might be right. All right, I might be right. SGD Omega looking to
So
start
you're the
off-
English doggy.
Yes, I'm the Leo, dude.
You're the Leo, the doggy and the Leo. That's a myth, aren't? Like an Aesop's fable or something.
Right, yeah, starting off the turtle and taking it actually is Omega, looking good so far with the 1,500 gold lead in under 3 minutes. Yeah, this is looking good so far for Omega, coming back strong.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
all right.
noticed, by the way, that that OWNAGE, they do have a tank, but that's BMO. Well, in the middle lane, though, SGD Omega able to take another one, shutting down Lard. 5 seconds to the sidelines, and again, Lard, he needs to play carefully. He needs to be in par with the Gushin here to be for the Gushin to landslide or to snowball properly. While into the middle lane, Nixu trying to contest their own blue buff, but I think Lu will be able to get that.
I didn't actually see it, but they want to continue it. It's now going to be a nice knockoff. Hurricane Dash. Oh, and the beautiful Minoan Fury. Last one to 2. They get another one. It's 2 people for nothing. That's 1 person in exchange, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to be OWNAGE going down 2 for 1. Wow.
Oh,
The
my.
Minoan Fury.
That's what you get if you have a 2 tanks. Again, you don't really care if you will just try to dive into 3 enemy heroes,
Yeah.
4 enemy heroes. As long as your rage mode is up, that should be enough. That's a lot of engagement here for SGD Omega. The arrow will be used, but it will be easily dodged by the rest of OWNAGE here. SGD.
Yeah, well, to be honestly, that double engage with that engage with Kripsu and Heath, so good. And that's why I love seeing double tank setups. Enough of this no tanks lineup. I'm tired of it. I feel like there's not enough engage potential, not enough sustainability, and I don't think it's going to be a strategy that's going to last us for the rest of the season.
This is difficult to say and to comment on because, yeah, earlier today, Geek Fam showed us that it works. And now, SGD Omega is saying, guys, it's worked for a reason. We've seen this meta for the longest time.
It's an outlier.
2 tanks, 2 mages, this is okay. But no tanks, it's ridiculous.
Dude, I think it works because of the Estes.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
have
yeah,
sustainability,
yeah.
But without the Estes,
No,
how will you pull it off?
Yeah, you don't have any sustain, you don't have any longevity in terms of the
It's
team fight.
not
That's
enough
a
yeah.
brilliant point.
Yeah, the show with the Braves fight, not enough.
That's not enough. Again, yes, you can get your your own HP, your 5% every single time that you can CC,
Yeah.
but it's only for you, not for the rest of your team.
Yeah, with that Estes, you have that, and you have additional lifesteal, regen, so that you can at least keep the team fight going. But
And
without the Estes, you got nothing.
Zero magical damage to boot.
So it's frustrating. The best you can do with this multiple fighter lineup is you can push towers. That's it. Period. You can push towers, but you can't even get the towers because you can't win team fights. You can't even win skirmishes.
I'm guessing they can go for these these pickoffs as well, right? With the Divine Judgment.
Yeah.
And the Way of the Dragon, right? If you get it in right at the right time.
And that's again, as you said, it's circumstantial.
Yep.
It's not a sure thing
It's
that
so
you can.
specific.
Yeah, you can't always get the perfect Way of the Dragon. So you're putting a lot on the line on the chance that something could go right.
And, well, not enough damage. Imagine the SGD has 2 tanks.
Yeah.
You need to take down both of those tanks before it can reach the back lines. But, well, what do you have? You have Wave the Dragon. How will you even reach the back lines here? You'll be forced to use your ultimates, all of your ultimates, even in the Minotaur or rather into the Grok.
Yeah.
And with that, you don't have any other ultimates.
Yeah,
once you reach out
exactly.
the back
That's
line,
the point of having 2 tanks. You pour resources into these guys and you still can't kill them,
Yeah.
right? As you said. And if you don't do that, even if you use all your resources, you still can't get those kills. Now, if you have all fighters, every target on your lineup is a valuable target. Everybody, you lead to a domino effect. Because the only way a fighter lineup would work is if everybody is alive and constantly doing damage, right? So if you take that away, one gets bursted down, the whole strategy collapses, right? Because even with the Estes, it's all reliant on the Estes. So even then, it's conditional. It's even more conditional when you don't have that Estes.
And here's what's so beautiful and so perfect about our discussion right now: the Kadita pick. The Kadita pick could have made it all work. Could have been the
And
difference.
this is the second time today that Kadita should have been picked. That would have
And
been
replaced for a Gusher.
Yeah, why? The question is, I don't know.
I think they're just really aiming for that burst potential, but how will he even burst it out? You really need to breach the back lines though, but I think they can pull it off if SGD Omega made a very big mistake. That's the only thing. That's the only way that OWNAGE can even breach the back line.
And if Carl TZ doesn't hit his arrows, that's it.
soon.
Carl TZ needs to hit his arrows. But oh, here we go, bottom lane, nice knock up. Nixu gonna be pushed back into his tower. Copper and Inferno gonna be enough to save his life, but the backup is now roaming around here as Turtle will be contested. No, they're gonna go to the middle lane though.
I was saying Carl TZ is doing well for himself, 2-0-1, and he just hit a point-blank arrow on Nixu, so I guess that's something.
That's something, definitely. It's a start. It's a start. It's not the 3-second arrows that we want just yet, but it's getting there.
And also, I just noticed Electro Flash for CKTD.
Wow. Guys, I want to point that out, what BMO just, sorry, not what BMO, Kripsu just did. Kripsu just wild charged right before the Way of the Dragon, before it could get him.
Perfect.
So he survived just because of a beautifully timed wild charge.
Free turtle though, down bot.
Yep, and Toshinu will be the ones going to pick it up. And with that, I think SGD Omega can play aggressively right now. They have all the utilities they need. They have items, they also have the levels, enough for them to at least breach the front lines of OWNAGE here. But I think they're waiting for one more core item here. Arrow will be flown out, but we hit CKTD still with the Electro Flash. Well, I think that's one of the reasons why he picked it up, because he knew that SGD Omega will just go full ham, especially with Kripsu on his wild charge. He really needs to get the mobility up.
And he needs to be able to be a difficult target. You don't want to be caught out by the arrow anytime, but in the middle lane, look at this. Toshinu making short work out of a double combination here in the middle lane. That's 2 people. Lembot and Lard can't even stand up to 1. But then arrow, oh my god, it lands. Wild charge, following it up. And here comes the knockoff. BMO tries to get the Way of the Dragon into the tower. It's good. Carl TZ goes down, and he turns it around. It's a 1-for-0. Now it's a 2-for-0 exchange now. Now Martis is in the equation, but it's a little bit too salty, too soon for the side of Omega.
That was a good engage potentially for Omega, but then the turret is still there.
Yep.
The turret standing just led to only just counter-initiating, taking 2 in return.
Yeah, BMO turns that around real quick. He was able to get that counter engage, and because of that, they push it back into the tower, and any hope of getting that kill was gone.
It was really no response at all for SGD. They can't dive, literally dive inside the tier 2 turret right there. It might cost them the momentum that they're trying to establish. And well, SGD Omega, they don't want to lose this momentum, because again, this might work. But if Lembot were able to catch up when it comes to items, that will be a big problem. This is the right opportunity for OWNAGE to take this one out.
You know who's good at diving? Kadita.
Yeah, Kadita.
Kadita would have been so good on this lineup because they want to go for those aggressive dives, and that's something SGD Omega is known to do. But again, you know, unfortunately, hindsight 2020.
I think they're just really trying to make this Kaja and Cho really work out. but the thing is not enough damage.
Yeah.
You mentioned, well, we talked about earlier, Gushin is only good when it comes to bursting out
Oh,
people.
whoa. Look at the
Minoan
Minoan Fury. It's going to be now Lembot going to drop low. No, it's BMO. And then Toshino in the middle of everybody's able to get that pull, though, onto him. It's the Divine Judgment, but it's shut down from Carl-TZ, who managed to somehow get that carry. Now they're falling back. Could get a free turtle.
Here's what's crazy. We've been casting this game, and I just noticed we aren't even at Lord time yet.
Yeah.
So much has happened already, and this is going to be the last turtle.
7 minutes and 28
7 minutes in! So I guess you can expect from these fighter matchups, these fighter lineups, I'm sorry, that it's going to be action-packed.
Yeah,
Right?
at the very least.
So that's fun, but
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's good for scores.
Yeah, for sure. Again, OWNAGE really needs to get all their items for them to finish this one off. But the problem is, SGD Omega with this drop pickup, it's really difficult for them to at least get this get the momentum up.
Yeah. Well, now a little bit of a jungle control going to be arrested here by SGD Omega, but the response looks to be active here from OWNAGE. They want to find that pickoff. As you can see, Lard already leading the charge, trying to get the Divine Judgment, and he's been successful at finding them now in the top lane as well. Flickering out, Kenji knows he doesn't want to take part in that fight because the cavalry now is arriving. Here comes Heath. They're already stealth right there. No Minoan Fury just yet, but here comes BMO. He's trying to get away. Can he be fast enough? No. He's somehow alive. Flickers in for that wild charge onto nothing. The arrow won't connect, and they're chasing him day and night. Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest, run! And he's still alive, BMO! BMO, no!
Shunpo,
Shunpo's
Shunpo.
out. The arrow's missing. They're throwing everything at him. Way of the Dragon. Oh my god! The sidestep from BMO! He's still alive! How has he done it? Oh my
goodness.
god!
He just bought a lot of time for his
It
team
doesn't
there.
matter if he
That
died.
took a while. That took a while. That was quite a run. That was quite a run.
It doesn't matter if he died because he bought so much space
Yeah.
for the rest of his team.
Well, sure, so much space, but right now it didn't lead to much. It was a distraction, yes, but again, he was running all over the place. That the best thing that the SGD Omega could have done was just spread themselves out. It's not like they were going for a beeline.
How much sidestep? Did you see every single sidestep
Yes.
he did?
Ridiculous.
He dodged everything.
He dodged a wild charge and 2 arrows.
2 arrows, no,
Oh,
and
wow.
even Martis.
Yep.
Even Martis.
The
Oh,
combo, the
mortal
full combo.
coil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Until the very last moment, because he went around. And
No, he
then-
dashed through it. He dashed through
Yeah.
it. That's what's so good. He timed it to
And then
perfection.
Kenji just stayed and waited. He's just
my
like, he's gonna
God.
come back. He's gonna come back.
Fudge.
A lot of time given by the Cho, but still objective. It's been taken out by SGD Omega. Well, I think this lineup, this draft from OWNAGE, they really need to change this. It's not gonna work out fine without this, as you mentioned earlier. Oh my.
Here's the Lord.
Yeah, and okay, look, how do you take Lord in a bad... Oh, but hold that thought.
Oh,
Look at
arrow.
that nice arrow to land. Divine Judgment coming out. They're going to get that Minoan Fury onto them, but that's beautiful from Heath. They get a double. It's 2-0 yet again, and should be a Lord in exchange.
Kenji's still alive though with that engagement. He got initiated by the Divine Judgment from Kaja, but then again, with the Ashura Aura and also with the blood, well, with the lifesteal again, with the innate lifesteal from Kenji, he still managed to survive. And SGD, they will take this Lord out quite easily without any contest at all from OWNAGE.
Yeah, earlier on, even during the draft, when I saw that they locked the Martis, there was a big question mark in my head. And then I remembered that Cho is the more mobile hero, and Martis is the one that deals more damage.
Yeah.
They're kind of mirrors of each other, right?
They are,
Their
they are.
ults are able to lock people down, and their kit is just made to be mobile and deal damage. So I guess now Kenji on that Martis is trumping Demo.
Yeah, that's especially BMO has the well, the tank emblem, so there's not much of a damage at all.
Yeah, not much damage at all.
But I gotta love it earlier on, BMO, on that Filipino flash impression. I love it. He just ran around.
Yeah,
dude.
run around, staying alive. No one could catch him. Fastest man alive. Fastest Shunpo in the west, in the east,
Ridiculous.
at the very least.
Oh, and now that the Lord is already marching into the bottom lane, the rest of SGD Omega is looking for that right opportunity for them to go in. And BMO trying to gather information here on the right side, or rather on the left side of the map, jungle area. Nixu is trying to at least a little bit of damage in this Lord, making it easier for them to at least destroy or at least turn it
Oh,
the
that's an arrow. That's what we mentioned. Nice knock-up right there. Minoan Fury. Oh my god, CKTD drops without a fight. Divine Judgment, but won't it matter? It will not, because Toshino takes him down cleanly, and so does the tower as the Lord takes it without a fight. Now it's up to BMO and Lembot. They have the damage, but do they have the skills? They need to make this work as another arrow connects onto him, and that's going to be a mega
That's
kill
the
for
end of it.
Toshi. That's the end.
It's
That's
over.
DT. BMO, though, still buying time. He can make this work, but will it actually actually do that? No, the Lord is now going to take it, and it's going to be Omega.
Ladies and gentlemen, SGD Omega taking game